Hello, everyone. I am Oren Barr with Rebalancing Health Physical Therapy. I specialize in the treatment of chronic pain. And uh, one of the questions that comes up a lot is, do we need to have a physical injury in order to have chronic pain in the body? And the answer is no. Um, and so a lot of times people interpret that to mean that there's two kinds of pain. There's one that's a real pain, and there's the other that's a psychological pain. In fact, that is a meaningless way to look at it. It's not accurate either. Um, so all pain is physiological in that pain is a brain construct, as we talked about last time. The brain is what creates the pain, and the brain creates pain when there's danger or perceived danger to the system. So, um, uh, for example, I like to give this example. Um, let's say you have tightness in the neck and shoulders, the upper back and neck, and it's a very common thing for many people to have pain and tightness there, and you always want that area rubbed and so on. And I tell you that I have found a massage therapist who is the best therapist in the country, and he is going to rub out all that tightness and pain from your neck and shoulders. If this guy can't do it, nobody can. And you say, yeah, okay, I'm game. I'll try it out. And you lie down on the treatment table, and this guy is working out the the tightness in your shoulders. And you say, oh, this is good. He's really good, and it's feeling a lot better. But then as he's working, you can smell smoke, and you can hear the fire alarm of the building go off. Perhaps you can hear a fire engine, a fire truck pulling up in the parking lot. People trying to scramble out of the building, and there's screaming going on. And the building's on fire. Now, how effective is this massage therapist? How well is he doing in relaxing your tight shoulders? Probably not very effective. Why is that? Because one component is the inputs, okay? What is happening to the muscles and the information that is going from the skin and the muscles and the fascia to the brain. But the other component, the other half of the equation, is the outputs. How is the brain responding? And while the massage therapist is working with the inputs, if the building's on fire, there's lots of outputs that are that the brain is putting into effect, and one of those is to activate your fight or flight response, which is very, very important. When a building's on fire, you want to get out of there, okay? And part of the fight or flight response is to tighten up muscles, to increase blood pressure, to heighten awareness, to increase the stress hormones, the stress chemicals, and so on. That's a natural output. And can you see how the two are working against each other? In this case, your muscles will be tight, and the massage therapist will not be very successful in calming it down. All right, fine. What if you are in this state all the time? What if the brain is maintaining the body in an emergency state all the time? Well, this can happen when we have traumatic events happen to us. They can have traumatic events such as um, being raped, or traumatic events such as being threatened, or being in an abusive relationship, being in having a bad boss that picks on us, being bullied. There's all kinds of life events that can activate the fight or flight response, that can maintain the brain in this state of heightened awareness, in this stress state, sympathetic state. Okay, and so if this happens on in the long term, then those muscles remain tight all the time, and it is just unsustainable. It's like trying to hold up an object for a long time. The muscles, the body is not designed to hold this up. I don't know how long I could hold this up. Probably not for more than an hour. Certainly not for a day or a year, 10 years. How long has it been since the traumatic event? Okay, so I treat a lot of people who have had traumatic events, not necessarily injuries, but sometimes they're combined. Yeah, if you're in a car accident, you can have both. There could be a traumatic event and an injury at the same time. But I see a lot of people, and I treat a lot of people who have chronic pain, but they haven't actually had an injury, but their body is in a holding pattern. It's in a locked, if you like, in a stress state, locked in tension and tightness. And over time, this will lead to trigger points and chronic pain and so on. So there are techniques, trauma release exercises, and the Stoppel technique, and other ways of settling down that output from the brain, settling down the way that the brain is responding to a trauma, education, and so on, that allows people to become free of the chronic pain as a result of settling down the outputs. So that's an introduction to how trauma and stress can lead to pain without there being a physical injury. Thank you.